through the grace of the Guru, through the grace of the divine, through the grace of the mountains, through the grace of the naked clouds, through the grace of the oceans, another opportunity to fold our hands, to fold our hands. I mentioned last time, sometime back, folding of the hands is dharma, gratitude, reverence. This is what dharma is, and we have to cultivate those qualities within ourselves. So the opportunity to fold our hands and the opportunity to cross our legs. Our legs are constantly moving and we don't know where we are going. With this changing world, changing times, everything is changing. And we don't know where we are going. We really don't know. As humanity, most of us, we are confused. And legs are moving constantly. So another opportunity to cross our legs. And that beautiful science of crossing your legs. And which means a sitting, which means stopping with that go, and finding the bindu, the bind inside you. So this is an opportunity that has come with the grace of the Guru, the grace of Guru Ram Das and the beloved Master. So my friends, we will be diving into some basic breath exercises and some meditations, the will of the Guru, if it comes through. And then we will dive into questions and answers and see how it goes. So blessings to you, and let's sit and spine straight and cross the legs. An opportunity to, when you cross the legs, you disconnect yourself with the electromagnetic field of the earth. You disconnect yourself with the karmic pull. So that would be a better word, because the electromagnetic field you cannot cut. But what I meant was you cut the plugging, the souls. Look, one soul is here, which is plugged to the cosmos. And then you have two souls. So you have two souls on earth and one soul in the skies. Okay? So you're being pushed and pulled. The soul in the 10th gate wants to pull up, and then you have two souls. And that's why the worldly attraction is more powerful, because you have two souls. So the souls, when they are on the earth, you are plugged into the karmic field, collective karmic field. Okay, you're plugged into it. And when you cross your legs, and specifically Padmasana, or Ardha Padmasana, you disconnect your souls. And of course, when you cross your legs as well, you disconnect your souls of your feet from the field of karma. So you automatically get the opportunity, because when the souls are on the earth, the karma, the collective karma. Okay, so there's an individual karma and there's a collective karma of the species, collective karma of humanity, collective karma of the earthlings. We are being tied down to it. We do not experience our individuality. Okay, and our Shakti, our Urja, our Prana, our awareness is constantly being pulled downwards towards the lower nature. So when you cross your legs, the opportunity comes for the Urja, for the Prana, for the Shakti to start diverting upwards towards Shiva. So the two souls of duality, okay, that's what the representation of the soul in your feet means. The two souls of duality. So on earth, there's always duality. Okay, you get the opportunity to cross them, and then the Shakti moves its way up into the soul, the unity. Okay, so that's why we cross our legs. So if you can cross your legs, it's very good. If you can't, for medical reasons, it's totally fine. Your Shakti will find other way to find itself up. So don't worry. Okay, so hands in the center of the chest. And again, dharma comes when you fold your hands. That's dhar. This means dhar, opposite forces together. Ma means I have now, shut myself. So the shutting of the hands is the shutting of the mind. Now, the next most important thing. So we are slowly diving into our session today. Those of you who just joined us, So the next, you have crossed your legs, you have disconnected from the karmic field, and then you have shut your mind, your story, right? Now, the coming and the going of your story, okay? Ego, the moment to moment flickering of the mind. That's what ego is actually. Ego is a moment to moment flickering movement of the mind. It has no grounding. Ego has no grounding, okay, from the yogic perspective. It's the moment to moment, the buddhi aspect of your mind. So mind have many layers, okay, and the most shallow part, which we are always in, is the moment to moment flickering of the mind, moment to moment movement of your thoughts. Now the avenue through which this flickering of this moment to moment buddhi dances the dance of duality, and you don't get the opportunity to enter the garden of love, is due to the movement of your eyes. So the doorway of buddhi, the doorway of moment to moment flickering, is the eyes. Your eyes is loaded with memory, my friends. Your eyes is loaded with memory. And this is the main doorway of the world. You consume the world through the two eyes. And of course, you also consume the world through the mouth in the form of food and other stuff also. And also through the nose, also through the eyes, also through the touch. So you're consuming the world and you're personalizing the world and you're forgetting your story and you are being impacted by the outer story. Until you do not know your individuality, okay, you do not know I. That's why the whole search of who am I, okay, so that don't get lost in the outer karmic realms and you experience the dharma. So the ice is loaded with memory, and that's why once you've crossed your legs and once you have gone into gratitude, into reverence, establishing of the energies, which is the folding of the hands, coming into gratitude, which means opening the doors of the heart. So the moment look at this, when the hands are folded, when the hands are closed, okay, heart opens. Okay, when hands are not closed, when hands are open, heart is closed. So folding of the hands opens, blooms the heart center. Now the eyes, as I mentioned, is memory, and this is loaded with memory, and they are constantly moving. And the moment you close your eyes, most of us, we do close our eyes, but we never close our eyes. Even after we close our eyes, the eyes balls or the pupils are still moving. So when we say in yogic teachings to close your eyes, it really means to close your eyes, to shut your eyes. The movement of the eye activates the buddhi. So when the eyes move, buddhi moves, your ego moves, your issues move, your problems move. And then, of course, they have deeper layers. They go into chitta and they go into ahankara and they go into mana and antakarana and all the deep science. I'm not going into that. Just keeping ourselves where we are in the realm of buddhi. So, in the realm of the buddhi, moment to moment thought patterns, and so we close our eyes. When we close our eyes, we make sure that the eyeballs, the pupils are not moving. This is very important. There's a story before we dive into our session today. There's a story of this great sage by the name of Mansur. He was a Sufi master, and he was one of the few Sufi masters, who really touched the extreme. And beautiful stories around him. And he was the one who declared Ana ul Haq in the Persian language. Ana ul Haq. Anaul Haq, which means the truth is within myself. The truth is within myself. And that's a very dangerous statement because we think the truth is in social media. And the same thing was there in those days also. And that's what we think, the truth is out there. I also remember there was this, I think it was X Files a long time ago. I think there was this statement that the truth is out there. Okay, so that is very misleading. There's no truth outside there. You are projecting whatever onto the world, and you're just projecting. The eyes, another beautiful thing. The eyes are not seeing. The eyes are not seeing, they're projecting. That's a very important statement, my friends. The eyes don't see, they project. You see what you want to see, you hear what you want to hear. So, coming back to the story of Mansoor, so he found the truth. He realized that the truth was within himself. So, it was a very dangerous statement. And he was executed because of that statement by the fanatic religious groups, which always tell you the truth is up in the heavens, so it's somewhere else. So, coming back to the story, Mansoor in his early days, when he was still finding the opportunity to bloom. Now, that's another statement now, my friends. Opportunity to, to bloom. Find the opportunities to bloom. Have you found those opportunities? Have you found those space? Have you found that location where you can have the environment so that you can bloom? And in the Sufi tradition, in the path of the heart, and also many other beautiful traditions, the best location to bloom, the best location to bloom, when five things come together, when five things come together, you have to bloom. And that is the law. The right time, the right place, the right teacher, the right teachings, and the right student. If one of these is missing, then the flower cannot bloom, the heart cannot bloom. So he was finding the right opportunity. He went around and finally he met his master. He met his teacher, in whose presence he knew he could bloom. And the story says, and the master's name was Junaid. Junaid, a great Sufi master. So Mansoor went, and Mansoor, as he entered the sacred space of the master, it's a sacred space of the master. Okay, and as he was about to enter the sangha, the satsang, master said, "Wait, come in alone. Come in alone. If you are a seeker, come in alone." So he looked on his left, he looked on his right, and he said, "I'm alone." He again stepped in. He said, "Stop. Come in alone." And he says, "Sir, I'm alone." He said, "Please close your eyes and then tell me." He closed his eyes. And when he closed his eyes, he saw that there were thousands and thousands of people inside. There was emotions. They were conflicting with each other. And that is the first teachings of the master. The first teachings of Dharma is to know that inside you are not individual. Until you are not individual inside, okay, you cannot walk the path of Dharma. So he realized there were chains of emotions. There were chains that he wanted to break, and there were chains he wanted to modify. So there was so much conflict. There was a war going inside. Say, yes, I'm not alone. So the master say, if you are a seeker, step in alone. So he sat outside, waiting for these noises to go away. So introduction to your superficial I, the superficial self, which thinks this has to be done, this has to be done, this has to be modified, this has to be changed for me to have a beautiful life. That is the source of ego. And where are they? In the eyes. The moment you shut your eyes, you come face to face with what you are not. Another statement. The moment you shut your eyes, you come face to face with what you are not. That's why we close our eyes. This is the first step of self-realization. Okay, first step, finding the right location, five things meeting, and then teaching you how to close the eyes, the second step. Okay, so that's the second step, not the first step. Second step, to come to face with you, what is going on in your head, the multiple personalities, sub-personalities having conflict with each other. And all this starts with sitting and closing the eyes. So he looks in and all that conflict going on. And the story says, for 1 year, he came, he sat, he was waiting the opportunity to find just the aham, the self, the self. One is ahamkara, and one is aham. Those of you who understand, in Sanskrit, it is ahamkara, which means I am this, I am that, I am this, I am that, I am this, I am that. That is ahamkara. Okay? And I need to change these, I need to modify these, this need to happen, this does not need to happen. All that superficial world which we create in our mind, and we are constantly at war. That whole collectively is known with just one word, it's called ahamkara. In Gurmukhi, it's known as ahankara. So ahamkara, Sanskrit. Gurmukhi, ahankara. Mouth remains open. In Sanskrit, mouth closes. Both has its own beauty. I will not go into that. There's a whole science behind why the mouth is open with one superficial eye, and when you say the same word in a different language, how come the mouth remains shut? So it's a whole science behind it. Okay, so coming back to our story, my friends. So now 1 year passed, and every time he closes his eyes, and there was still something, going on. So what should I do? What should I do? There are certain things which the master can teach you, but the certain things which you have to pick up when you are ready. It's the law of attraction. When you are in a right environment, even when you are not right, you still will become right. Everything was right in that environment, but the seeker, the student, have not yet bloomed. But because the four other location, the space, the teacher, the teachings were all perfect, he came in, and now he's in the right space, right time, right teacher, right teachings. Only one thing is left. He's there, he's devoted, he wants to be awakened, he wants to open his heart, he wants to be free of himself. And that is the hardest thing. You cannot be free of yourself. You can be free of everything. Very simple, but you cannot be free of yourself. And that is nirvana, that is salvation. That is the entrance into paradise. There's no other paradise. There's no other salvation. There's no other nirvana. The freedom from yourself. Look at that. Freedom from yourself. And the sutra is there. Siddhaha, swaha tantra bhava. Siddhaha swaha tantra bhava. Siddha means the awakened one, the perfected one, the awakened one, the bloomed one, called Siddha. Swaha Tantra Bhava. Siddha is the one who have freed himself from himself, or herself from herself. He was waiting to free himself from himself. With the superficial eye. So 1 year passed, he did not know what to do. But then he picked up because he was ready. He said, you know what? Those seekers who are going in, their shoes are outside. Their shoes are outside. Let me clean their shoe. This is beautiful. In the Sikh tradition, if you ever been to the Golden Temple, when you went to the Golden Temple, you have to leave your shoes outside, which means the souls, the duality, the two that connects you to the earth, which connects you to the collective karma, that which holds the two souls of duality. Coming back to our start, I hope you can connect that. Have to be left outside. Then you can enter the house of wisdom, the house of awakening, the house of Guru, the house that brings you from darkness into light. Guru Dwara, the door which transcends you, which uplifts you from the space of confusion into the space of perfection, or Siddha, Swatantra. So they leave the shoes outside, and people, seekers, sit outside. They wait for people to leave their shoes outside, and when they leave their shoes, they take those shoes and they put it on their head. The duality given is united and put onto the head, the soul is awakened. This is the path of devotion, the path of gratitude, the path of reverence, the path of non-selfness. And then they clean your shoes. They wash your shoes, they clean your, they polish your shoes. It's a whole kriya. It's a whole meditation. And I will say it is the highest meditation. Totally dissolves the ego. Lawyers, doctors, and those who are holding high posts, even they come and serve the house of the Guru and wash and clean and polish the shoes of those seekers who are going in to meditate. They are seeker or not, we don't know, but we assume they are seekers. And that's another beautiful point. Finding fault in others to know he's higher, he's lower, whoever they are, as long as they're chanting in the words of my beloved master. He used to say, even if somebody have accidentally chanted Satnam, I am the dust of that individual's feet. The path of devotion is very unique and very different and sometimes difficult to understand. But whatever, let's come back to our story. So he decided to sit and take the shoes and polish the shoes. And as he polished the shoes, guess what? His hands moved. When hands move, mind moves. When mind moves, world moves. The power of the hands. These are very unique. This thing that you have been given is very unique. You are the only species on the planet that can move these individually. And that's why you developed mind. There are species who have hands, but they don't move it the way you move it. The hands in certain species, there are no hands. Certain species, they have hands, but they are also used as hands and also used as feet. You are the only species that can individually move this. Your mind developed. You conquered the world. Why? Because you had hands and you could move each finger individually. Mind developed. A newborn child whose buddhi, whose mind is not fully developed, cannot move the fingers individually. Moving the fingers individually means the blooming of the mind. The mind have bloomed, right and wrong, So not going into that, every time I get carried away by this stuff. So coming back to the story. So his hands moved. And when his hand moved, heart, it's also connected with the heart. Also connected, those of you who know Sata Nama, there was, research on that. And as you do these, the nadis in the nerves in the brain gets activated. There's a whole scientific research on that. The yogic teaching also mentions that the heart are the extension of your heart also, the heart center. So when your hands are moving, not only your mind moves, also your heart moves. So one of the best ways to awaken the self, awaken the heart, is to do service, to help others, to help the poor, and to serve the humanity. And so he started to clean to polish the shoes. And 1 year passed. And now the whole emphasis which was always here have come down into the heart center. Okay. So first, it's about bringing up, awakening of Kundalini. People stop there. They get stuck. They get lost. New Age, a lot of this stuff happening. My friends, then you have to bring Kundalini down into the heart. And that completes itself with bhakti. Kundalini, the goddess, she has 108 names. And her first name is Bhakti. Bhakti means devotion. So she's incomplete until you do not bring bhakti into yourself, into your life. So now, first Kundalini was raised, and then with the movement of the hands, the Kundalini came down and set in the heart. That's the whole secret. There's a path, it's mentioned very clearly in the ancient text. First, she travels through the Shushmana Nadi, and of course, there are other nadis inside Vajra Nadi, Chitrani Nadi, and Sukhmani Nadi, whatever. It goes up, and then she has to come down with the beloved. She goes up, meets the beloved, and then she comes down through a secret Nadi. And it comes down into the heart center. And of course, there's deeper science in this. It's not our topic today. So, heart wicked. And today, the master called him. After 2 years, never did any kriya, never breath of fire, never pumped the navel, never stood on his head, and all these gymnastics that we do in the name of yoga. But he was wicked. And the master called him in. And he came, he sat, he bowed. And the master placed his hand on his head and he said, now you can go. Done. Finish. Story over. You have become the Siddha. So all this started with the closing of the eyes. So you're loaded with memory. And the moment you close your eyes, you come face to face with what you are not. Same way, Mansoor realized there was so much conflict and so much that he was not, but he was identified himself with it. Jahan, the Sufis, they say, Jahan, yahan hona na hona hai. Yahan hona na hona hai, na hona hai, na hona hai. To be here is not to be. Here, not to be is to be. Okay, if that makes sense. So, cross our legs, hands in the center of the chest, eyes closed. And as you close your eyes, I want you to just become aware of that memory, that whole, stuff going on in the head. Please close your eyes. Okay, hands in the center of the chest. We are diving into our session today. In the name of the great Sufis and the great Guru Ram Das Maharaj. And eyes closed, my friends, and please look in and allow whatever is happening to happen. Don't modify it. Don't conflict yourself. You're already enough conflicted. Meditation is to become aware of the conflict and not to interfere with the conflict. It's called naiti naiti. I am neither this, I am neither this. Beautiful. Now, I just want you to sit for 15 to 20 seconds without any interference into whatever is happening in your field. Learn to sit. This is coming back home. This is coming back home. Open the doors of perception, open the doors of your sensory space, open the door of your sensitive space, and open the doors of your sacred space, my friends. For 15 seconds, we are almost done. I want you to interfere into nothing. Interfere into nothing. Anything that is happening, neither it is right and neither it is wrong. Naiti, naiti. Athatva deshaha, naiti, naiti. The highest teachings is not this, not this. I just want you to sit with this. Sit with this. Beautiful. Now, my friends, hands are folded, eyes are closed, spine is straight. I want you to inhale through the nose powerfully and hold your breath. And as you hold your breath, now become aware the shift that comes. Your dimension changes. Your reality changes. I want you to hold. For medical reasons, you can't hold the breath, is perfectly fine. But if you can, my friends, I just want you to hold your breath and see how just by holding your breath, you can change your time and you can change your place. You go into a different dimension, a different reality opens up. And it's not something special, my friends. It's not something that you start going into the stars or you start, going and communicating with the aliens. No, it's not that. Just sit. The most ordinary experience, just holding the breath and changing your perception of the time and space. Just sit. Just sit. Hold the breath. And it may be difficult for some of you. Just bear with it. Medical reasons, you relax. Other than that, I just want you to hold your breath. Just hold your breath and see what happens. You change the whole realm of perception, the whole realm of existence, the whole realm of time and space. Your reaction towards that changes. You modify just by holding the breath. It can be very uncomfortable. Yes, but something is changing. Just one action of yours can change your reality. One action changes your perception, changes your reality, changes the way you be. Look at that. Ordinary activity, ordinary experience. Now, my friends, I want you to exhale through the nose. Beautiful. One more time, inhale and hold the breath. Now, as you hold your breath, I want you to pull your navel in and up, navel in and up, navel in and up, pubic bone in and up. Beautiful. Pubic bone in and up, stretch up, pull it up. Medical reasons, relax. Now I want you to lift your rib cage as well. Lift your rib cage. Lift your rib cage, lift your heart, lift your chest, lift your chest. Hold the breath now and see something changes. Something starts to modify. You have modified your space, you have modified your gross, your physical existence, and something in the energetic realm starts to shift. Your mind starts to react differently, your behavior changes, your emotions now are in a different state. Everything changes in you when you change. When you move, the whole realm which you are dwelling in also changes. Hold, medical reasons, relax. Okay, my friends, exhale through the nose. One more time, inhale through the nose and hold. And as you hold your breath now, my friends, I want you to again navel in and up, pubic bone in and up, pull it up. Moolband, if you know what that is, moolband. If not, just tense your perineum. Tense your perineum, and I want you to lift your rib cage, and I want you to lift your heart center. Beautiful. Now I want you to tense your eyes. Tense your eyes, and I want you to tense your forehead, my friends. Your forehead, tense your forehead, and tense your skull. Medical reasons, relax, my friends. You don't have to be with me. You have to be with yourself. Listen to your body. Don't listen to me. Okay, hold, hold. And now you see how just by holding, you change your posture, you change your personality. You hold, you change your breath, you change your life. Something starts to change. And why we are tensing these locations? Because these are the energetic points. These are the energetic points which will help you to shift your awareness from the mind, from the flickering of the buddhi into the moment, my friends. Eyes are tense, and through the nose, exhale. We're just going to do two more times, my friends. Inhale through the nose and hold. And now, my friends, I want you to navel in and up, lift the rib cage, lift the heart, and the pubic bone in and up. Tense the perineum, and tense your eyes, and tense your forehead, tense your skull, my friends. Beautiful. And hands are folded in the chest. Hold. And now I want you to also tense the hands as well in that folded position. Just tighten them. Just tense them. Both hands in the prayer pose, but you're tensing it. Now I want you to also tense your souls. Tense your souls, your feet, your souls. Tense, 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 tense. Change. These are the points in the body. These are known as adhars, that which grounds you. You are not grounded, you have to tense these points. You have to tense these points and you localize yourself in your time and space. You come out of the will of your mind, the wheel of your mind, which is constantly going. Hold, and my friends, through the nose, you exhale. And at the same time, you relax those points. Now, the last time, my friends, I want you to inhale through the nose again. And I want you to hold your sacred breath, the Pavan Guru, and navel in and up, and tense your pubic bone. And I want you to tense your perineum, your rib cage, your heart, lift up your chest, lift up, lift up. Feel the whole opening of that psychic space in the rib cage. It's rib cage, beautiful. And now I want you to tense your face as well, the eyes, of course, and then the forehead and the skull. And I want you to tense your soles as well, and also your knees, which means the whole legs. And now, my friends, tense the whole body. Tense the whole body. As you hold the sacred breath of life, when you hold life, You become alive. You're feeling the aliveness. Pulsations in the body increases. Aliveness in the body increases. Almost done, my friends. Almost done. Almost done. The whole body, and specifically these locations. And through the nose, exhale. And just for 10 seconds, don't move. Don't move. Feel the pulsations. Something changed in you. With a very simple changing of your posture, changing of your breath, you change your time, you change your space. You're now in a different dimension, my friends. You're now in a different realm, which is not some special realm in the skies, which is right inside you. Beautiful. Now, hands in the center as it is. We will be tuning with Om Namo, Gurudev Namo, and in two breath. And if you know the mantra, chant with me. If not, just listen and be in your space. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Adgure Namah, Jugadgure Namah, Satgure Namah, Sri Gurudeva Namah. Adgure Namah, Jugadgure Namah, Satgure Namah, Sri Gurudeva Namah. Adgure Namah, Jugadgure Namah, Satgure Namah, Sri Gurudeva Namah. And inhale. And as you hold your breath, I just want you to hold your breath. No locks, nothing. Just hold the breath and become aware of the shift in your space, the shift in your awareness, the shift in your sacred space, sensitive space, the sensory space, and the sacred space. Hold the breath and do nothing. Hold the Pavan Guru and let it cleanse every cell and every nadi and the meridians in the body. The marma points are cleansed, opened, activated when the breath is held. And then also the chakras activated when the breath is held. So my friends, through the nose, exhale. Beautiful. I want you to bring your hands into Gyan Mudra. Just a small meditation before we dive into Q&A. Hands into Gyan Mudra, going to zero, shunya, nothingness, and put it on your knees. And make a Uma, so everything's a circle. Will of karma, okay, circle, this circle, O mouth also circle. And allow the breath to come in and out. Okay, so O mouth, breath of fire. Breath of fire, those of you who don't know, is pumping of the navel. So the breath is coming in and out through the mouth. It may look something like this, okay? So you're pumping your navel. Let's start this, eyes closed. And start now. O mouth, breath of fire, pump the navel. Start the journey. Start the journey. O mouth, breath of fire, louder, louder. Very loud. In the beginning, you have to learn how to do pranayam loudly. As we advance and as pranayam changes its qualities, changes its state, changes its time, changes its space, changes its realm, it's also living. It changes everything as you change, the whole pranayam changes. So in the beginning state, we make a lot of noise because mind likes noise. So we, with noise, shuts the mind and we go into no mind. So loud, really, this is called the drum of Shiva. Creation starts, Transformation starts when Shiva dances. So your consciousness is Shiva, and this is the dance or the drum of Shiva, once heard inside, once heard outside. This is also the flute of life. You must hear the flute of life to experience life. So when you know how to play with your breath, life becomes playful. Louder, louder. Pump the navel, pump the navel, pump the navel, and synchronize the breath with your navel. You must hear the space. You must become aware of the drum once that it's hit outside and once it is hit inside. So the breath has two parts. One is outside and one is inside. So it goes in, and there is this bouncing or the roar of the breath inside, and then there's a roar of the breath outside. It's called the roar of the lion in the Tibetan tradition. The roar of dharma, it is called. The dharma only starts when pavan is able to. You can ride on the pavan, you can ride on your breath, and that is how you travel to the inner realms. Beautiful, my friends. We almost done. We almost done. 30 seconds more. We are not doing it for long, but we need to have an experience. We need to open our perceptions. We need to open our awareness, and the breath is the powerful tool. So, Om out, breath of fire, pump the navel. Medical reasons, relax. Other than that, make sure you're hearing the breath, the drum outside, the roar of the pavan outside, and the roar of the pavan inside. Beautiful. Keep up, keep up. In the yogic tradition, they say Hanuman, the monkey god, is born out of breath, and Hanuman is the one that removes the obstacles. So Hanuman is your clarified mind, and when the breath is churned in this way, so you're churning the breath, and out of this churning of the breath, the obstacle remover, Hanuman, which is your clarified chitta, your clarified consciousness, is born, and it removes your obstacles, it removes your hindrance, it removes all that which is blocking you to bloom in this time and space, my friend. So this is giving birth to Hanuman, the obstacle remover. Make sure your breath hears the drum outside, hears the drum inside. Beautiful, my friends. Give birth to Hanuman, which is the remover of the ego, which is the remover of the hindrance. Beautiful. Keep up, keep up. Your own consciousness takes birth. Your own consciousness surfaces. That's the word. It surfaces. It comes forward. Now your buddhi is forward. And there's a lot of confusion. Buddhi is running around. Buddhi is, you are here, you want to be there, you are there, you want to be here. But Hanuman means become very clear. You know your target, you know your intention. Beautiful, my friends. Almost done. 20 seconds more. 20 seconds more. Anytime medical reasons you relax, other than that, I want you to give birth to your consciousness, surface your consciousness. Or I will say, go into the deep waters of your consciousness. Don't remain in the shallowness of your mind. Don't remain in the shallow waters of your buddhi. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. 15 seconds, 15 seconds, 15 seconds. Your whole, your identity, your personality, everything will change when you change your breath and you change your posture. You're holding a specific posture, the hands in the center of the chest. Sorry, the hands are in Gyan Mudra, and on your knees, you're sitting in a specific manner. The postures align you with the stars. The postures align you with the galaxies. So aligning yourself with the time and space, and then consciously playing with your breath, consciously changing your breath, and you can change your karma. You can change your pattern. That's the word, changing your patterns. So you're changing the way you sit, you're changing the way you breathe, that you're changing the way you think, you're changing everything around you, and then you can change your patterns. And changing of the patterns is nirvana. Changing of the patterns is freedom. Swaha Tantra Bhava. To free yourself from your patterns, you create another beautiful pattern. And ultimately, all patterns are dissolved, and you experience yourself as Aham, as the self. Beautiful, my friends. O mouth, inhale. And O mouth, exhale. O mouth, inhale. O mouth, exhale. O mouth, inhale. And exhale. And inhale. Keep O mouth, inhale. And exhale. Powerful inhale. Powerful exhale. Powerful inhale. And powerful exhale. Medical reasons, relax. Powerful inhale. Powerful exhale. And powerful inhale. And hold. And hold your breath. And as you hold your breath, I want you to tense your skull only. Your skull and your feet only. So the soul on the 10th gate, in the 10th gate, and the souls connected to the earth. This just squeeze them, and all other part of the body is totally relaxed. These are the sacred points in the body that will change the way you think, the way you behave. It changes your total personality, my friends. It's a total deep science that when you can abide and when you can bring this into your life will change, my friends. Okay, O mouth, exhale. Beautiful. Inhale. O mouth, exhale. Inhale. 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 Exhale. Inhale and hold. And hold. And as you hold your breath, I want you to tense your forehead and your skull. Your forehead and your skull, and also your soles. Hold. And the rest part of the body is relaxed. Medical reasons, relax. If you're feeling uncomfortable, relax. You don't need to do as intensive as I do or as I'm sharing with you. And my friends, O mouth, exhale. Last round. Inhale. Exhale, O mouth. Inhale, O mouth. Exhale, O mouth. Inhale, O mouth. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale and hold. Hold. And now tense the whole body. Tense the whole body, your hands in Gyan Mudra, but the fingers are very tense. Fingers are tense, arms tense, shoulders tense, face tense, eye tense, forehead tense, skull tense, back tense, sit bone tense, legs tense, soul tense, feet tense, whole body tense, 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 tense. Squeeze. And through the O mouth, my friends, exhale. Sit. Don't move. Don't move. Sit. Freedom from the self. Don't add anything. You have just deleted yourself. You have entered the realm of being, my friends. This beingness we share. This beingness you and me and the total cosmos shares. This is the same beingness that's existing in the stars. This is the space of yoga. Yogaha chit vritti nirodha. When the chitta, the vrittis come to a standstill and you can see yourself. You're seeing yourself. Ordinarily, we see ourselves in the mirror, which is not seeing the self, it's the reflection of your body. It's not the self, you're just seeing the reflection. This is experiencing yourself as the self. This is beingness. It may come and go immediately. It doesn't matter. Even if the blink of the eye, you can experience yourself without your emotions, without your story, without your right and wrong, without your hell and heaven, without what is right and what is wrong. That is the ultimate. This is the same space which the Buddha holds all the time. You had this for the blink of the eye. It means it's inside you. It means you can too bloom. This is confirmation that you're here to bloom and you have all the potential to bloom. Beautiful, my friends. And through the nose, inhale and hold, and no locks, nothing. And exhale. And very slowly open your eyes. And open your eyes and you can shake yourself, please. Just shake yourself and you can tap your chest. Just tap your chest and tap your shoulders. And you can stretch your legs out and you can tap your feet, your legs all the way down. And then tap under the soles, under your feet. And now please tap your lower back. Tap your lower back. Beautiful. Now I want you to inhale, hold, and shake the whole body. So your legs are stretched out and you're shaking the whole body. Your legs are shaking as well. Hold the breath and shake the body. And exhale. One more time, inhale. Hold and shake the body. Shake the whole body. From head to toe, just move, shake, change the patterns. And exhale. Last time through the nose, inhale. Hold and shake the whole body. Shake. And exhale. Supple. So blessings to all of you. A small practice to be in the same space, to be in the same time, internally, externally, maybe we are not. Internally, more or less, we are able to share the space now. We have created an environment, a container for the satsang, for the sharing and heart-to-heart conversation. So, my friends, we start with Q&A. If you have any question, and with the grace of the good, please.
All right. So the first question, how do I raise my frequency?
Okay, thank you. We just did it. Do this every day. Do this every day. And how long did we do? About 5 minutes. Or maybe, I don't know, I was lost, but 5-10 minutes. So this is one way. Changing a frequency means you need to change your breath. See, we humans only breathe a certain amount of prana. Okay? Certain amount of prana. If you can change the intake of your prana, and I'll add in, because you breathe a certain amount of prana, you see only a certain aspect of the world. Okay? Because you breathe only a certain amount of prana, you see only certain aspect of the world. Actually, there's more than what you see. Dogs see more. And when I say more, not necessarily the physical world, there's a whole energetic part of this physical world. So when you take more prana in, your frequencies are raised. And what is this? Everything is a frequency. Because this gong is in a certain frequency and you are in a certain frequency, you see the gong in this manner. If you raise your frequency and when the gong is being played, you can go into a different frequency. So changing the intake of prana not only uplifts your frequency, it gives you access into the hidden or that realm which is ordinarily not available to our senses. There are many layers of existence. What you're experiencing is just the gross, the physical realm. There's the realm of colors, there's a realm of smell, there's a realm of yantras, shapes, there's sizes, everything. And that's why those people who meditate, many a time, what they assume to be visions, actually it's not really visions. It's just the subtleness of existence is opening itself to you because you have now touched your subtleness. So intake of more prana. And that's why yogis, they do a lot of pranayama and those especially, and also changing your location. Now, I'm not going to suggest that, but I'm just giving you the science. That's why the yogis go to the Himalayas or the mountains. The reason is in the mountains, the gravitational pull of the earth is less. So what the experiences, okay, the prana available in the mountains is more dense, is more potent. That's the word. It's more potent. Here, It's not as potent in ordinary world, lowland. Lowland is suitable to develop the mind. All inventions, okay, that will benefit the physical world are born or invented in the lowlands. That science which frees you and connects you with the unknown, that great science is always born in the mountains. All great traditions, the Tibetan tradition, the Himalayan tradition, and much of the science that connects us with our higher nature was born in these locations. Why? Because the gravitational pull is less there. So going into higher locations, mountains, in the forest, that's why they used to do that. I'm not suggesting this, but I'm just giving you the science. So they will go to the forest, they will go to the mountains to meditate. So going to a location where there's a lot of prana in nature, doing a lot of pranayama, extending your intake of prana automatically uplifts your frequency, changes your perception about the world, and the world is seen a new way. And you feel very positive, you feel very happy, you feel very healthy, you feel very sacred. Why? Because you are touching the sacredness of existence. You are now coming face to face with an existence that was always available, but because you did not inhale properly, did not exhale properly, it was not available to you. So that's one way to, more intake of prana, more pranayama, holding the breath for long, really allowing the prana to circulate in the 72,000 nadis in the body. Becoming conscious of the intake of prana, inhaling and exhaling, becoming aware of the breath coming and going. Very important. Becoming aware of life. When you become aware of life, this is life, automatically life is uplifted. Because you are not aware of it, it's just giving you an experience, a shallow experience of existence, shallow experience of life. So this is one. Second most important gift we have is the mantras. So chanting a lot of mantras. When you chant a lot of mantras, sacred frequencies. Okay, so mantras is crystallized, clarified prana. Get this very clear. Okay, mantras is the most potent part of prana. So when prana was codified, that is called mantra. So this is the potent, uh, sometime back I was seeing this, I think it was some ad. Instead of drinking instead of water in bottles, they have these, like a pack, water packed just like that. You just put it in and you drink that water like that. So I don't know what is that called, but that is the crystallized, the essence of the prana, the essence of the water. So similarly, the prana, when is given a form, the prana when clarified, the prana when contained, when given a physical form, that's called mantras. So chanting mantras also uplifts your frequency. That's the second one. And other than that, I think also wearing a mala around your neck. If you can wear a mala on your birthstone mala, and Rudraksh mala, Tulsi mala. So these are some beautiful, very potent gemstones and seeds and wood that will automatically help you to lift your frequency. So yeah, so this is it. Also fasting, fasting automatically cleanses the physical body, and your frequency is raised. So fasting once a week or once a while, it's very good. So these are some suggestions you can do to uplift your frequency. Next.
How do I extend my breath holds? And maybe also speak about yawning between breaths.
Okay, good. So of course, practice. Do practice, a lot of practice. The more you practice, the more you will be able to hold the breath. One of the ways you can do that is, lie on your stomach. Lie on your stomach, like Superman. So lift the hands up and also the feet up, and inhale, exhale in that posture. So both your feet off the ground, both your hands off the ground, and you're just supported by the navel. Okay, the navel is touching. So it's like a boat. And you inhale, exhale, inhale up, lift the whole body up, and exhale. So the whole emphasis is on the navel center. So prana, we are working on the prana. So that way the intake of the prana increases. Okay. So this is one exercise you can do. And another thing you can do for yawning, yeah. So yawning, it's a good thing if you're yawning while you're doing pranayama and all that. This is the balancing of, there are five winds in the body: prana, apana, smana, udyana, and vyana. So yawning is all because of vyana. So a lot of cleansing is happening. So the stale wind in the body. So if you're doing a lot of meditations sometimes, and if you are doing a lot of pranayam, automatically you start to yawn, and that's a good thing. So there's the stale wind in the body, which is being thrown out. So it's a good thing. So don't worry about that. Allow the yawning to happen. It is just the stale wind in the body, which are blocks for your mind to travel. So mind is not here. When we talk about mind in the yogic aspect, it's different. A mind is in the 72,000 nadis, is running around. And when the nadis, or the subtle nadis or subtle meridians in the body are blocked, you are blocked. So psychological blocks, stress, depression, is because your winds in the body are not flowing. Okay, so when you do a lot of pranayam and a lot of meditations, one of the symptoms that you are opening up is yawning. Okay, yawning is very important. So if you're yawning a lot during meditation, just your winds are coming. So allow that to happen. It's a good thing. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Okay, next.
Do you have any suggestions for someone that's attending a university but would like to live more of a yogic lifestyle?
I think university is a yogic lifestyle. A lot of dedication. Okay, a lot of dedication towards your intention. So, yogi is the one who has an intention, and he has the power to fulfill that intention. That's the definition of a yogi. Not necessarily you need to stand on your head and do all these weird exercises. That's part of it. But yogi is the one who has a very clear intention, and then he has the power to fulfill that intention. He's not, pushed and pulled, by the thoughts, by the emotions, by the hindrance. So if you have that qualities, you can be a businessman and yet you are yogi. You are in the university, yet you are yogi. So get that very clear. Yogi is the one who has a very clear intention of what to do in life, and all his awareness, all his capabilities are being diverted towards the fulfillment of that intention. So you are yogi all by yourself. Saying these, there's some practices that you can do to enhance your this intention, enhance, to experience yourself, on a deeper level as a yogi. And that is pranayam, doing a lot of pranayam. And one of the best pranayam, specifically for anyone in your situation, is to inhale and exhale. Exhale, totally exhale. Hold the breath out. So when you hold the breath out, the ultimate hindrance, the ultimate fear, which is the fear of death, this is the greatest hindrance. This is the practice for the warriors, the warrior yogis, the sages and warriors who are also sages and also warriors. The sage warriors of Guru Gobind Singh, the Shaolin Temple, and in the practices of the great sage of the Shaolin Temple, although things have changed there also. But Bodhidharma, the great sage, this was one of his main practices that he gave to his monks. So to get rid of all hindrance so that you can be a warrior in life, not necessarily warrior going into the war and killing people, but war in the war of life. You can transcend the fear, the ultimate fear. The ultimate hindrance to anything in your life is the fear of death. So when you hold the breath out, when you hold the breath in, that is life. All the while we've been working on life. So this is the path of the sage. Beautiful, isn't it? Just with your breath. So when you hold the breath in, that is the path of the sage. And we are working on creating sages, and once you have created a sage, then you can create a warrior. If you create a warrior first, then you will not be able to create a sage. So this is another ancient training tool that Guru Gobind Singh used, and also the great Bodhidharma, of the Shaolin Temple used. You have to first create sages. So first part, and this is for everybody because we want to be warriors of life. Our life has become such. We need to transcend. We need to fight every day with our environment, with our own mind, with our own obstacles, with our own stress, with our own depression. And it's a long list. It's a constant fight. And that's this very beautiful sutra. Guru Gobind Singh says, Khalsa so jo kare nit jano. An awakened sage is the one who fights every day, who fights every day. And we are fighting every day, but fighting unconsciously, fighting consciously with your own emotions, with your own obstacles. So, one of the ways to create the warriors is first to create the sage. So, holding the breath in, simple. These are very simple. Sometimes we think we need a complicated kriya. It may work also, but these are very simple too. So, holding the breath in and holding it, and of course, there are locks. The main locks will be the Muladhara, and then the Mool Band and Yan Band and Jalandhar Band. Those of you know, and those of you who don't know that, just tense your perineum and tense your forehead and tense your skull and tense your soles. This is all you need. Holding the breath and just putting this. This will create the sage in you. Sage means the one who can sit. Warrior is the one who can move. Okay? Sage is the one who can sit. And warrior is the one who can move. So if you keep moving, there's no anchoring, no sitting. And if you just learn to sit, then sometimes you become unsuccessful in the outer world. So that's why Miri and Piri, both the matter and the spirit have to be balanced. Okay, so that's why Shiva and Shakti, both polarities, yin and yang. So to create the sage, you inhale, hold inside, and to create a warrior, which you are, which all of us are, warrior sages, and or sage warriors. It's a better term. Sage warriors, not warrior sages. Sage warriors. Okay, Sant and Shipahi first has to be sage, then you become a warrior. So to become a warrior in life, so that all the obstacles can be removed, you exhale the breath out. And the ultimate hindrance to a warrior, okay, is death. When breath is held in, it is life. When breath is held out, it is direct experience of death. In fact, when breath is held in, that is called samadhi. Samadhi, which means experiencing the wholeness of life. And when you hold the breath out and just hold it there, that's called death. So samadhi and death. Samadhi, transcendent state of consciousness, and death is the same thing. Only thing is that when the breath is held in, it is samadhi. When the breath is held out, it is death. Samadhi is death, and death is a samadhi. So two polarities. So holding the breath out and coming face to face with the ultimate hindrance, which is the source of all hindrance. Okay, you may be a parent, you may be a businessman, you may be a student, or you may be a so-called yogi in the yogic world, whatever. So the ultimate hindrance is the hindrance or the fear of death. So the moment you hold the breath out, you are invoking all the sensations which will manifest at the time of death. So your body becomes used to it. And whenever you're in a fearful situation, those sensations that will manifest in your body, those are the same sensations that will manifest when you are stuck, when you are in helplessness, and when you're dying. So you're coming face to face. This is called to die before you die. It's a very deep, beautiful science. The science of living and dying. And the Sufis call these marne to paila marge bahu, tinna matlab pachatapu. Those who die before they die. So becoming aware of all the fears that will be available, or that are available, or that are waiting for you. And that is life. You cannot escape them. You can only face them. You cannot escape them. You can only face them. And how to face them, that makes you a warrior. So holding the breath out, and you'll be amazed that it's easier to hold inside. It's easier to be a sage. It's very difficult to be a warrior sage. So holding outside will be very difficult. And again, for medical reasons, you can't do these, just do how much ever you can. So listen to your body, listen to your mind. Very important. So holding the breath out and just sitting. And of course, applying those locks that I've just suggested. So this is an ultimate, tool, a practice based on the teachings of Guru Gobind Singh, the great warriors, the sage warrior, and also the teachings of Bodhidharma, the founder of the Shaolin Temple. So they spent hours and hours just doing this. And then, of course, other practices come along. So these are the basics that I'm giving you. And this is to start. So I hope that answers your question. Thank you.
Do you have any suggestions for children who want to move in a divine direction?
Beautiful. So thank you for that question. Children who want to move in the divine direction, allow them to play fully, development for the child does not happen if the child closes the eyes. Of course, it's a good thing to do it. Allow the child to fully develop. You must allow freedom to the child. So totally freedom. Allow the child to play. Allow the child to jump. When we are born with the activated third eye. We are born with an activated third eye, with an activated intention, with the activated projection, and I would say Kundalini more or less is awakened, and that's why a child has so much energy, so much prana. Prana is fully available. But when the child is born, okay, the very moment the child is born in today's society, we expose that child to light. In the past, a birth was always done in dim light, very dim light. And to be very specific, ghee lamps of ghee, very dim light. And of course, these things cannot be done today, but I'm just giving you once upon a time, this used to happen. So in the dark space, they used to do the childbirth. Meditation is best done in darkness. Birth is best done in darkness. Death, best to die in darkness. Yeah. So I can go deeper into this, but we'll keep it back to the children. So when the child is born, okay, the moment the child is born, we immediately expose the child to the light that is available, under those lights. And that just shuts the third eye. Okay, and as the child, is growing, we call it activated will. The willpower of the child is activated. So after puberty, the will of the child, more or less shuts. Why? Because we tell the child, don't do this. The child wants to do that. We say, don't do this. The child wants to jump. Jumping, run around. And of course, there are some limitations. I totally agree with that. I'm a parent myself. But too much, we cannot tell the child everything. Don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. And that actually kills the will of the child. So after puberty, more or less, you have already killed the will of the child, which is actually the killing of the Kundalini. Awakened will is the awakened Kundalini. So allowing the child to play, to express. Dancing is a good way. Dancing is a very good way, to bloom a child. When the hands of the child moves in synchronization with the head and in synchronization with the feet. Okay, so these are the three main doorways. So this is the main doorway. Okay, this is the other doorway, and the feet is the other doorway. So when these three doorways of prana coming and going, okay, receiving and giving, are in synchronization. That happens in dance. That happens in dance, the systematic dance. And this opens up or synchronizes the realm of the gods and the realm of the humans and the realm of the demons. So the three realms are automatically synchronized. So dancing is a very good way. The other one will be spending more time in nature. Spend more time in nature and teach the child mantras. And the child, the child is not willing to sit and chant. Um, you can use the tools. For example, a mala, giving a child a mala. This is a magic mala. That's what I did to my younger son. So I gave this mala to him, and he's wearing that mala, and every day he does his mala without me telling. So I told him this is a very powerful mala, and it would help him to, transcend the obstacles in his life. So that's one way, giving a very beautiful mala, a very fancy mala. And so this attachment, like a toy. It's like a toy, not some spiritual, jewelry that I'm giving. It's a toy that for you, you enjoy it, do it. And other than that, I think, yeah, so chanting mantras, as I mentioned, and mantras in synchronization with the dance, in synchronization with walking, breath walk, and pranayam, and if you want to teach the postures, teach them postures associated with animals, and especially if the child is small, right? So elephant pose, cat and cow pose, and they don't need to do it for 30 minutes. They don't need to do it for 5 minutes. They don't need to do it for 11 minutes. That is for us humans, because when we grow up, we are stuck in a pattern. So we need a certain amount of time, 11 minutes, 31 minutes, 2.5 hours. This is for people who are beyond 40 age. And we are stuck in the pattern. We need to create new patterns. So we need to emphasize timing. For children, there's no pattern yet. So allow them, this beautiful sutra by this great yogi, Guru Gorakshanath or Gorakhnath, the founder of the Nath tradition. He says, Hasibo, Kalibo, Karibo, Dhyanam. Hasibo, Kalibo, Karibo, Dhyanam. Hasibo, Kalibo, Karibo, Dhyanam. It means laughingly, joyfully, playfully meditate. So that is a perfect sutra for the children and, of course, for us as well. So these are some suggestions that I can give you as far as the practices for children is concerned. So we will take the last question.
All right, I'll ask this question. Not me, but okay. What do you think is the biggest contribution we can make in the world now for our fellow humans?
Beautiful. Do activities like do something that other people can benefit, and I can only talk from my perspective. It's like I'm giving this example. I'm doing this free sessions every once in a while, and I think this is very helpful for the world. So whatever you are capable of, even if it's simple as even feeding the birds. Every day I feed the birds, and a lot of crows come in the morning. 7 o'clock they come, they start asking for food now. They know I'm going to give. So every day, I put aside a certain amount of food. You see, in our account, karmic account, there's a certain amount of food that we will be eating every day. In our karmic account, every day, there's this it's really fixed there. You cannot take more than what you can eat. You may be thinking I'm eating a lot, but that's what you're supposed to. That's your karmic account for the day. So when you have put the food in your plate consciously, so that is yours now. That's in your account. Okay, one bowl of rice is there. You're ready to eat. It's available. You have a choice to eat or not to eat. It's there for you. Okay, right in front of you. From that food, take some food out. So this is giving from your karmic account. You're sacrificing your life because food is your life. Putting aside, feeding the birds. So not just humans. Okay, we are not just living in a human world. We are living in a world which is shared by other species as well, which is also our extension. So I do that every day. When the food comes, this is my food, my karmic account, and I take handful of rice, whatever that is available aside. I know, this is my account, but now I consciously taking it out. This is my life. Food is life. I'm repeating myself, and I'm giving part of my life to the birds, to the crows. These are simple things you can do. Chanting for humanity every day. If you're doing, maybe if you're doing 21 Mool mantras, for example, chant 3 Mool mantras dedicated to the universe, dedicated to the well-being of humanity. And not necessarily you must go out and give donations and, whatever, but whatever you can, even as simple as chanting 3 Mool mantras for the humanity every day. Simple, 5 Mool mantras for humanity. Because your intention, if you are a meditator, if you have crystallized your awareness, crystallized your consciousness, your intention, as far as meditation is concerned, it has bloomed. You can create a lot of impact on a very energetic level. So just chanting mantras for humanity, dedicating a certain day. Okay, maybe you get together with your friends and, okay, this specific day, on this full moon day, we're going to do this meditation. We're going to give this as an offering to the universe for the well-being of the world, for the well-being of all the species of the planet. So these are the other things you can do. And keeping this in mind, we are also doing a special fundraising for this organization that takes care of people in slums in India, and that are really being affected by this closed down lockdown. So there's no food, there's no water. So this Devi Kiran will give you the dates for that. So this is a very special uh, class or workshop we are doing. So all that money that will come in donations will be given to this organization that looks after those poor people in the slums who don't have food to eat. So these are some of the things you can do for humanity, being part of certain fundraising that really is trying to touch other people's heart. So I think, yeah, so this is it. Yeah, this is simple. And yeah, blessings to you. So blessings to you on this beautiful day. It was my privilege to sit with all of you and share the wisdom of the Himalayas, share the wisdom of the gurus, of the sages. And so, yeah, blessings to you. And I will, I'm sure Devi can have some announcements. So please listen to those announcements, and if they make sense to you, Satnam.
Satnam, thank you as always, Yogi Ji, and everyone for joining us. Well, for me, it's like morning, and for Yogi Ji as well. So stay connected. A couple ways you can stay connected to Yogi Ji is through his Instagram handle being at Yogi Amandeep Singh, or follow him on Facebook. We are also posting all of these Ask Yogis on his YouTube channel, Making of a Yogi. So you can always follow him there, and also feel free to share the content with others, friends, loved ones. And another way to support him and these teachings is to make a contribution. Again, never mandatory, but if you can, I've posted on the side here his PayPal handle, which is, that's a great question. I don't remember. I'm sorry. It's been a minute. Was it Making of a Yogi? I've posted it on the side there. It's in our emails.
Making of a Yogi. Yeah.
Yes, Making of a Yogi. And then also another way is through the email, which is support at Making of a Yogi as well, I believe.
I think it's universal tree, but whatever. People,
Yeah.
if you look into your emails, the emails that came to you, the locations are that. So I don't remember. I really don't remember it.
Yes. Okay. It's universaltree108 at gmail.com, or PayPal me/making of a yogi. Another way, I know there was a lot of beautiful questions, and I'm sorry we didn't get everything answered. Another way to connect to Yogi Ji is through spiritual counseling, in which you can work with him one-on-one and ask any questions that didn't get answered. If you would like more information about that, you can email support@makingofayogi.com. We will also have more Ask Yogi sessions at some point. So feel free to subscribe to the email list so that you'll always be updated. And then that workshop he was talking about is coming up this Saturday, August 15th, 10:30 to 12 p.m., and that is in India time. So make sure you use your time converters for it might not be Saturday for everyone, in which case. So save the date and make sure that you are correct in depending what time zone you're in so that you're tuning in when he will be live. The theme of the
Now,
work.
the details of that is on the Facebook. So if you go to Facebook, I think I have shared that poster there.
Yeah, the theme of the workshop is Change Your Breath, Change Your Life. And again, 100% of the proceeds collected will go directly to helping families in India during these difficult times. And there's a woman that's hosting it, and her email I will put on the side link as well. And contact her if you have any other questions about that. Was that everything?
So blessings to you. Also, just to add on, we will soon be starting our Japji course in November, around November. So Japji, the deeper science of Japji. So not just right pronunciation, of course, right pronunciation will be part of it, but the Vedantic perspective of Japji, the non-dual teachings of Japji. So Ekonkar, not as God is one, okay, and truth is the name, not that. That's a different approach. So there's different approaches: the bhakti approach, the gyan or the wisdom approach. So we will be using the wisdom approach, the approach of Advaita Vedanta, the teachings of non-duality. So it will be very deep study of Japji, totally different from all the translations that have been done so far. So that will be in Japji in November. Japji, the non-dual teachings of Guru Nanak, and also we will also be doing this in maybe in the end of next month, as I've mentioned in previous sessions as well. This will be assessing the pulse of life. So this will be another course in about a month's time, so look out for that, sign up for the newsletter. So this will be another beautiful session discussing the different points in the body that you can change, you can shift to change your awareness and change your time and space and your reaction towards science, time and space. Very deep science, my friends, and it will be shared with you. So this is something else that is coming up. And other than that, be in the mailing list. That's the best way. And yeah, so I think that's it for the day. It was my privilege today to sit with all of you and share this wisdom. May Guru Ram Das bless all of you with health, wealth, and prosperity, and the highest gift, and that is to listen to your own heartbeat. So, hands in the center of the chest. Let's tune out with one long sadhana. Sat Nam. Satnam, and blessings to all of you. And one of the other way where you were chanting came to my mind. If you can, we are on Facebook Live as well. So, and also when the video is uploaded and into the Making of a Yogi, YouTube channel, please share the video. There's something you can do to help us to create awareness of these teachings. If you feel touched, if you feel something changed in you, and one of the ways you can, not necessarily, you don't need your green energy. One of the best ways is just to share the video. So if you're on Facebook Live, and please share the video, let this wisdom, let these teachings, be heard in the four corners of the world. So that's the best way to help us and help these teachings grow. So blessings to you, and again, may Guru Ram Das open your heart. May Guru Ram Das bestow upon you the highest gift, and that is to listen to your own heartbeat and synchronize it with the Shabad, synchronize it with Nam. Satnam.